the door just closes on them when the summer comes to an end at the end of July for them. Right? So most of the a lot of the 2026s, I would like to say, are done, but colleges still have needs that are very specific for their roster. And so they're looking for some lights out 2026s. So once college coaches get into their season in the spring, it's hard to look up because they're fighting for a conference championship and a national championship. So recruiting is forever happening, but it does lessen because the season starts for college coaches. You guys know this is not a secret. I'm only here today to make sure that there's some core things about the post-grad model that you understand. So when parents says, hey coach, what is this post-grad thing? Is it a select team or what is it? So we recruit uncommitted seniors for our program. We do have a couple of guys that are trying to commit early to a roster spot in the fall for fall 2026. Because they already know, based on the numbers and the number of high school players that are getting recruited, the number is trending downward. I don't have to go over the whole thing about what's changed in college baseball recruiting today. Everybody knows it's much more difficult than it has been. But colleges are still going to recruit high school guys. That will always be. The number is trending downward slowly, which is out of the market why we got squeezed out. So we carry about 25 guys on our roster. We go 18 weeks in the fall, 18 weeks in the spring. Strength and conditioning. Our lifts start at 5:55 in the morning because these guys have to make a lifestyle change. Some of these guys have some stuff right here that they've been able to get away with, but at the next level, you simply can't. You know your body's your billboard in the college baseball world. You walk out into a showcase, you're 20 pounds over, they're like, I love your swing, man. Like, I love it. Your coach talks about you. I just don't have time to help you. We're just not somebody we can help. So we just want to make sure that coaches know we like the fringe guys. The guys that are on the bump, the POs that are like 83, 84, maybe touch 85, because by the time they're done with us, because they have time to develop and mature and get, not that they're not getting instruction, but get daily instruction for the craft that they have, like specifically to their trade. So we've got 4 coaches on staff, and then we have our coaching staff at DST. DST handles all of our strength and conditioning program here in San Antonio. I love their programs. It's methodical. It's very baseball specific. I don't bash D1. It's a great franchise. But all the strength and conditioning is for baseball players only. So it's not a lift like others. And there's a lot of pro guys. There's a lot of high D1 guys that work out there. DST handles all of our strength and conditioning. They handle the pitching side and they handle the hitting inside of our program. So we have 3 or 4 coaches at DST, and then we have 4 coaches on staff at Texas Reds. We get on the road, we compete against colleges and universities. This is a really good schedule. If you have the schedule in front of you, we open up against St. Ross State in January, and then it's all downhill from there. We play D2s, D3s, NAIs, and JUCOs. So our guys get a whole scheme of competition that they can compete against. 50% of our guys are recruited from direct competition with college teams. The other 50% is my responsibility. Social media, video. Our video library for every player is very vast and deep. All the skills from every angle are taken, so it's not just one angle, right? And I'm gonna slice out all the trash and give you your best reps. So we're gonna do that. We're not training for that, but that's what we're gonna do, right? So when a college coach gets his recruiting profile, it's got everything: backhand, forehand, slow rollers, like multiple angles, BP, three rounds, like back and forth, one oppo up the middle, pulling oppo up the middle, so the college coach say, oh, this guy's like, he can hit. It's not just a couple of clips and the guy can, I'm gonna recruit on that alone. So I just wanna make sure that you guys at least have some core understanding of who we are. Guys go to school on a part-time basis when they're with Texas Reds. That's a strategy. If you get recruited to St. Mary's is gonna say, okay, great, now go get your 4 classes so you're considered 4 times. So you're considered full-time. So NCAA can recognize you as a full-time student. But if you go 1 less class and you go part-time, they're like, you can't compete with NCAA. We know that. So as a strategy, our guys take 1, 2, or 3 classes per semester. NCAA does not see them. They're invisible. But there's no college sports for part-time students. There's no college sports except through us here in South Texas, through Texas Reds. So we have the resources college baseball programs do. We compete against them, right? So I think our strength and conditioning is better than some because you have a strength and conditioning that's training everybody on that campus. Of course I'm glad. You know, those guys are serious about the business. I'm not suggesting we're better. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying from a technical training perspective that we're equal to a lot of guys. So if you have any uncommitted 2026s that do not have a home, I've got a QR code that you can scan, and it's a quick form. If anybody has any uncommitted 2026s, you can scan the QR code. It's a quick form. It's cell phone number, email address. If you don't have them, it's not a long thing. It's like GPA or whatever. Like velo is he like 78, 80, 82, 84, just so we have an idea. And that kind of helps us make contact and get a Zoom call with the parents and say, okay, here's the program. It's an unorthodox approach to getting college baseball experience, working towards your degree, but I can assure you, everybody that's come in and said, dude, it's the best 2 semesters I have spent. Because I'm spending more time athletically, because there is a catch-up element to their training, and then they're getting a chance to compete against colleges and universities. Those guys would have never touched the field. Never touched the field. 99% of our guys have received an offer, because when a college coach looks at me, he's like, okay, I can recruit a high school kid who I don't even know anything about. He's got solid skills. Or I can recruit somebody from Texas Reds who wakes up at 5 a.m., lift at 5:55, has college numbers behind him, and I've got a good endorsement by Coach Perez. So we're carving out a new opportunity for guys in South Texas. I would say 30% of our guys are from the RGV area, because they're trying to find a way, not to say out, but they're trying to find a way to get some playing time, because we already know how tight it is. There's some new ruling that's coming down in which it's going to make it harder for, like I talked to Coach Kellner at St. Mary's, he's like, Coach, the transfer portal open, I'm not going to recruit any high school guys at all. Like, why? I've got like guys with 100 ABs, and like these are the guys I need to talk to. So I've got 3 or 4 minutes. So does anybody have a question real quick about Texas Reds Post Grad or the model? We do have housing, guys. We know guys that are out of town. Like we do have dorms for our guys. It's not the traditional dorm lifestyle where there's flyers for parties on your door. Like we're at the International Bible College. We have a dorm that's for us. So it's a very quiet, independent kind of a journey for our guys, which is what parents like.
You're based here in Tampa?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. So our practice field is at the infamous Mission Baseball Academy. We practice right next to Our Lady of the Lake. So if Piper and Chopper want to come over to look, and they've recruited from our program every year. They're like, we don't have to go far. We don't have to drive to the valley. We've got some arms here. Coastal Bend likes 2 of our guys right now. Our guys are probably going to hold off. And that's some of the things that we have to help our guys through, because there may be some D1 guys that have a future. Not the JUCOs now. You kidding me? This is Texas, right? Texas JUCO. There's no junior in junior college. Texas baseball. There's no junior in junior college. It's like legit good baseball. So we meet a very important need, because essentially what we're doing is we're training men to build the disciplines that they need for success. Throw baseball on top, it just makes it that much sweeter, because not everybody gets up at 5 as a standard. So they get a text every morning at 5 a.m. for 36 weeks. 18 weeks in the fall, 18 weeks in the spring. Roll calls at 5:55, and then we turn and go till about 8:30. Guys break, go to class, whatever, have lunch, come back for afternoon workout from about 12:45 to 3:45, 4, and then they go home, and by 10 o'clock they're shot, because they probably haven't worked out like that for baseball. They're football guys, great, they understand the grind a little bit. But does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir. $75,000.
The tuition?
Yes, sir. So the tuition for the fall is $7,500, and that covers travel, hotels, travel meals, uniforms, strength and conditioning, team practice, recruiting, social media, and then all the fun stuff. We go to UT baseball games, we'll go see Texas State, we'll go shoot some pool at a place that doesn't serve alcohol, all that kind of stuff. So there is a player development side to the psyche. These guys have to understand what's involved. This is not just baseball. It's bigger than baseball, because we all know, like, running a family is more than just, kissing your wife. This is not how it works. There's a whole lot that comes with that kiss that you need to be ready for. They're just helping our guys understand, like, it's more than just baseball. We do academic checks every 3 weeks. We don't have any jurisdiction over their academics, because we're not an institution. I can't say, hey, I can discipline him, It's up to him how he wants to handle that. That's his business. But we do have some guys that come out of a JUCO, or like we got 3 guys right now, one from Ranger, one from Oklahoma City. They got redshirted like a week ago. Hit them from like a ton of bricks. They're like, Coach, I'm like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, he talked to me last year, and I wasn't expecting to get redshirted, but they just recruited 2 guys from Dominican and 1 from New York, and I'm probably not going to get any playing time. And well, they told me I'm not going to get any playing time. I said, okay, well, finish your academic journey there. Okay, well, then that's a different conversation. We may have room for you. Do you have any open roster spots? So we have a few open roster spots for the spring, and we have some PO needs. Who doesn't? UT has PO needs. If UT has PO needs, I have PO needs. But it's a really unique niche. I think it's a very cool way for guys to keep their glove and to keep working towards the degree and stay busy. I mean, that's not all, but you know, young men, like, they just need to stay busy. But busy with a purpose, right? Academic journey, collegiate athletics. We've beat a number of institutions. We got about 45 wins under our belt. Coastal Bend, Mary Hart Baylor, TLU, Our Lady of the Lake, Wayland Baptist, Cedar Valley, Mountain View. So when we show up and we win, we sweep or we split, it's not pretty. I've heard coaches just screaming and yelling, get out of my yard. But that's what we do. We're there to stir up the pot, for him to look across and go, I want that shorts up and I want your center fielder, like that. And it's very humbling for these guys, because they know they're competing in another school. That could happen, but when we come on campus, they're watching our in and out, they're like, that guy's got a hose. That guy's got a hose. The coach is like, I remember that kid. I remember that kid. So it's a really cool thing for South Texas. We're the only ones that are crazy enough to do it. We'd like for you to keep us in mind. We do have our uncommitted 2026s. If you have any uncommitted 2026s, QR code here. And then we have a prospect camp that's coming up in January the 3rd that I've got a QR code for. So I got it somewhere here. We'll get that here in a minute. But I just wanted you to have the essentials. We're looking for a good season. This is an offshoot before you guys go. We had a guy that committed at Texas State out of Del Rio, Texas. I don't know if it, Wade Cooper. Committed to Texas State. He's like, okay, I can finish my high school season, my spring season, playing high school baseball, or I can go to Texas Reds and compete at the college level. So he finished school early. He graduated in the fall. He was already a Texas State commit. So he comes to us for the spring, and he plays collegiately as a high school kid. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a big arm, hey, don't take my guy. What I'm saying to you is that those kinds of nuances for baseball have really changed the landscape. We don't go promote that. We're not like, hey, that's not what we're doing. He just learned that he can do that, and he took advantage of the opportunity. And so it's the first time the Marlins came out, or the Red Sox came out to our facility to watch somebody. I was like, okay, cool. Like, it can happen like this. Like, the journey's a little different now. So guys, please keep us in mind if you have any uncommitted 2026s. We're willing to work with families. They need a payment plan, all that kind of stuff. You'll be surprised how many parents would be willing to do something like this, even if it's a little stretch, for their last son, or for the son they think has the most potential, or for the one just needs that extra encouragement, or that discipline, or that structure. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. Take our schedule so you know what it looks like. My contact information is on the back of that sheet. And then I've got a QR code here. If you have an uncommitted 2026s, you want to scan that, just so we can get an idea of who they are. And then you've got our one sheet that kind of highlights the essentials of what we do. And then I'm going to throw a cherry on top for those guys that cannot leave the golf course. So we have a golf tournament coming up in January. If you guys want to plug into that. We'll have some college coaches there that are going to be there just to kind of hang out. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Coach. What's your overall cost for your program?
So it's $7,500 in the fall and $7,500 in the spring,
okay,
to include, because we have guys that come in for a la carte. I want a semester only. We got a transfer that says I just need the fall because I know I'm going back to UTPB in the spring. Coach 1 doesn't want me to take up a full semester of NCAA block for the fall, so I'm going to come in part-time and then I'll be ready for the spring. So we have all these ways coaches are trying to carve out, okay, how does my guy get 50 innings? How does he get 60 ABs? He's not going to do it through us. He's just not. So you need to go to Texas Reds, get your reps, and then come back. Or we'll evaluate you again, that kind of thing. So that's the block for everything that I included. It's a lot less than what others charge. I can assure you, I would have a much bigger house if our pricing was kind of similar to others in the country, because some are like 28 grand.
Yeah, are you
14,000
affiliated, or is it your competition, the Dallas one?
No, sir, because they have the schools that they play,
Right.
and we have the schools that we play. Very few of them overlap because logistics. Now, we'll go up north and compete. I don't think they come south. The Alamo College District that has Northwest Vista, all of those, that's not an NJCAA sanctioned organization, so they have club teams, right? So, but we don't play club teams. It's not a knock. We just, every rep is in front of a college coach. Our guys have to be able to be recruited every game they play. So we don't waste a rep on a club team or a select team or anything like that. It's straight up NCAA or NJCAA or NAIA. Yes, sir. So they have their thing, we have, I learned from their model, I was very grateful.
What is it called again, up there?
There's one called DFW Post Grad, and there's one called TCS, which is a Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
Can't afford one.
Yeah.
I like them.
Good model.
It's a beautiful car for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I say we're the Toyota Camry van. When it comes to efficiency, dependability, productivity, like that kind of stuff. So we're a different model.
I've seen you out there.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it 100%. There's nothing like beating somebody
Yeah.
and then walking off and shaking hands. But I think they would rather get beaten by us
True.
because we're nice guys, so to speak. But yeah, guys, I don't want to take any more of your time.
Yeah, I think Pat's out, so, yeah, very good. Mike, thank you very much.
No, guys, thank you so much for your time.